That's going to be enough cards.
Here we go, and then unlock the door.
Those days are gone. 2019, Black Friday, and all the previous years before it. Now we have 2020, and I'm looking at how 2020 Black Friday is going to rewire your brain and make you feel much better. So let's dive right in. So in this first article, we're looking at how you can get sucked in, quite literally, by Black Friday and by all this going on, the hustle and the bustle. Now, trying to avoid it, it says, is like trying to find a slice of black pumpkin, which is quite unusual. Now, the average person on Black Friday spends a huge whopping amount, and it's telling us here that it's $313. That's quite an amount altogether. Now, if you consider the fact that 10 people in a shop, that's over $3,000, you can see why the whole hustle and bustle, the rushing, the running is actually permitted by those in the store. So statistically, they've found out that 69% of people's spending on actual Good Friday, well, it's a Good Friday if you spend it, but it's Black Friday, of course, or previously known as Black Friday in the shopping centres prior to 2020. And that 69% of things that were spent on that good Black Friday was the fact that it was on gifts. Now, here's what we can do in 2020. We can actually chill out. We can relax and know that. Once we know that, we don't physically have to get up and act like animals, physically running through a store and grabbing things off shelves. The reality is that we can do it online and we can purchase things online, but knowing that online there's millions of other people that are purchasing, clicking at that moment too. Now, that means that, yes, instead of making that cup of coffee, now perhaps wait 5 minutes and just sit on your bed or sit where you're sitting and make sure you click that button. Don't leave it till later on in the day, because products will go. They're in warehouses somewhere if they're not physically opening the stores. So you do actually have to play off the same system of demand and supply, and that's essentially what's going on here. And that will happen again in 2020, demand and supply. Now, throughout 2020, there's other products such as toilet paper, where we panicked and we thought that there was a lack of toilet paper and there was a need for toilet paper through the pandemic. But that's not going to happen with certain products. However, certain other products will be like that, where they'll just force us to purchase. So we gotta purchase when we can from home. There's a thing called FOMO, F-O-M-O, and it's kind of telling us or giving us again that pressure in our minds that we have this offer and we need to buy it now. We need to buy it now because it's not going to be on offer again. Now, it could be the last time it's on offer for sure, before Christmas time. And again, if we're talking about presents and gifts only, for sure, it's not easy. We are under pressure to buy it now. But the reality is, like everything, we have a brain. We have a thing called a frontal cortex, and we can plan things. So we can actually think that Black Friday is coming up a few days beforehand. So let's actually purchase it before Black Friday. And again, in 2020, the beauty is we can go on the internet, as we could have every other day too, by the way, or every other year, that is, and actually do it. But it's that emotional pull that the advertisers do. And what they do is they use music and they use visuals like I'm using right now, a visual perhaps. And you can see that basically it's trying to pull people in. If you're watching right now, you're still being pulled in by something on the screen. So it's human nature to do that. Then he mentioned shopping momentum. There's this huge kind of thing where you think that you actually are on a roll, right? So essentially you think that, yes, I'm the only one that wants this product, or maybe there's others in the queue, I've heard them talking about it. So prior to 2020, you run in, you make sure that you achieve it, you get it because it's your product. So what do we do then in 2020? Well, we are still compulsed. We're compulsed to buy for others. So rather than thinking of the people that we're against, and it's not this race running into the store and running around the store, it's actually just think of the people that are around us, the 2, 3, 4, 5 people in our life that we really actually are buying for. Those that mean the most to us from 2020, this hard 11, 12 months by the time they get their gift or present from us. What do they really mean to us? It's really important. And just to think how they'll feel, be it you see them or not, Christmas Day or Christmas time. So you got to think what is this, gift representing? Now it's also an escape, and we don't have to talk about escapes more. In what we need out of 2020 is an escape, of course, but in 2018 and previous years, it was an escape from everyday life, the humdrum of the 9 to 5, going here and there, and then being released. Again, that feeling of achievement is hitting us as well, this reward system. So being thrifty, shopping nicely, getting what you want, planning it. And there's the thing, there's a confusion that's happening in your brain as well, because you do use that frontal cortex, you do have that planning, and then when you go in the door, your monkey mind takes over and it's just competition. Avoid this shopping momentum we spoke about earlier, and don't take a basket. I mentioned a cart, a basket, and the fact that you can bring a bag, but the reality is if you bring with you what you have, your two arms, and just pop a couple of things underneath it, then you have to go in and out of the store. You might have to queue up again. This was prior to 2020, of course. It's the same online. If you have a physical credit card and you have it encoded or memorized within your computer or your phone, this is not good. It's fantastic because you can get the product straight away. If you click it, you get on the website, your internet is good, fantastic. But if you start going to different websites and click, before you know it, everything is actually going to be purchased, and your credit card in a month or so time is going to be massive. So you have to remember that every time you click, you're planning to pay back, right? And it's the same thing too with the physical money. Prior to 2020 on Black Friday, we had the physical money. When we knew the money was going over from our hand to the teller, to the cashier, well then that was physically leaving our pocket. If we went out with a certain amount of cash, we came home with gifts and less cash. We knew something, there was a trade. But again, with a credit card, we don't actually know. We don't see it on the bill, of course, that day, perhaps until later, and we certainly don't pay it off till later. So we've got to be clever about that. Write a list. This is where I spoke about our brain. We use our brain to plan. If we have a list, we can see it. Our eyes are highly dependable. They're guiding us through life each and every day. Have our list on one side of the bed, or on our locker, on our table, on our nightstand, wherever it is. If we get up really early and momentarily just go online, if we have our laptop or phone or cell phone, whatever it is beside us, electronic device, have the list right there, and then have the list right in front of you in 2020, because the list is going to dictate and stop you and keep it front of mind for you to actually click too many times and purchase too many gifts. So they're all going to be timed on the website for a certain time, and you're going to have all these flashing things on your screen. Remember that, plan for that. Planning and listing is really important. So we're looking at psychology of shopping sprees of Black Friday and how your brain forgets everything. Now there's actually a seeming thing, and this is shown by neuroscientist Christian Elger. He's also a psychologist, and it's a really good article for sure. Now when I say seeing, it's actually seeing insofar as you can look at it, you can see the response of the brain, which is really cool. So it's not just psychological that's going on here with regard to shopping and the old Black Friday phenomenon of, bursting through the door and running around and getting all those things and, just getting too much junk. It's actually something that actually happens in our brain, and we can see it. So what he's saying is that our brain has structures that I mentioned earlier, kind of like reward systems. You feel that you've got something, when indeed you're just being played to. It's marketing that's going on. There's all these colours, these shapes, these videos, and this is playing off the same part of your brain. What he's saying here is that this part of the brain is like a drug. This reception, that is, of the brain is like a drug. So think of a party drug. Think of something that you shouldn't perhaps do, but do, and actually it helps or hinders your brain or gives you a feeling of fun or something like that. That's playing on this center of your brain that you feel joy, of course, in, and you're going to feel as if you have this reward system, plus you're sober and you're out there. This is what was happening in 2019. 2020, what can we do? But we're not going to have the feeling of the drug, or are we? Yes, we are. Because when you purchase, you can purchase as much as you want. If you want that, feeling of shopping and actually retail therapy, this term of retail therapy, okay, you're not physically going out. You're not going to be meeting people. That's known. You're sitting at home, you're on your phone or whatever, and you're still being able to get that feeling though, because you can still Zoom somebody, or you can still actually kind of talk to them after the event. Once you get up early for 5, 10, 20 minutes, you can do it all online. Think of the overall satisfaction rather than going and buying 10, 20 unwanted things. Think of the satisfaction of zooming somebody later or talking to them on the phone and saying, hey, I got that last one. It has to be the last one. Well, I don't know if it's the last one. You'll never know, that's the thing. But the thing is, you'll have gotten what you need to get, and it will be delivered, and it will be on time. You will, more importantly, get it at the price you want. So be smart, make a list, as he's saying, because it's not just that. These are things, by the way, that he mentions are playing on the brain like dopamine, right? So dopamine is this feel-good factor. When you see someone you really like, you shouldn't dangle with them or do something with them, but in fact, you actually, have that feeling towards somebody. That's what's rushing through your brain. These chemicals are floating all around, and this is what is happening. So there you have it. That is how Black Friday 2020 and beyond can be done online. You can still use the system to reward you up here in between your ears, neurologically, psychologically. So I hope you have enjoyed it and will enjoy it and get your purchases in quickly on the day, and make sure you're alone from others too in the household. No pressure then. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have, thanks very much. Until next time, have a wonderful start to December and beyond.